Hello, I'm Pastor Jonathan Findlater. People know me as Pastor J. Today is Thursday, the 28th of May, and I just wanted to share a couple of things really quickly. Really, this death of George Floyd that happened on the 25th of May, Monday the 25th of May, has really hit home with me. Now, I've seen quite a few videos. I saw the Sandra Bland one. I saw the Eric Garner one back in 2014. Saw the recent Ahmaud Arbery killing, and these are all shocking deaths and very horrible. This one really shook me, this George Floyd one. I'll give you three reasons why. One, I would say because it was played out for us to see. Although we didn't see the very beginning of the arrest, and some say that there was a struggle, we don't know that, but whatever, that doesn't matter. But we saw a good 10 minutes footage of George Floyd from calling out, crying out in pain, to going motionless, to being slumped and saying nothing. And we saw that played out in front of us. We saw that process. I think this is one of the reasons why it really, affects us and is hitting, especially me, very hard. Number two, I would say it's to do with the callous officers, police officers. We know that 4 were involved from the initial arrest, but we see in that 10 minutes also a footage from the mobile phone recording 2 main people. One, of course, had his knee on George's neck, and the other stood by and did nothing. And they're both callous. I know we say that the one who had his knee on him, what's his name, Derek Chauvin. Although we say he was callous, yes he was, and wicked for having his knee on George. But I would also say the other one was also equally callous. We always, you know that when someone's being bullied, those that watch, stand by and do nothing are just as bad. But Derek Chauvin, he had his knee on George's neck for a good 7 minutes. George was in cuffs, he was restrained, he was on his front, his hands were behind his back. Now, I don't know about you, whether you've had your hands in cuffs, but they're not very nice. They're not very comfortable. I have never been arrested or had cuffs put on me in that sense, but I know this from when I did my police training for the Metropolitan Police at Hendon, North London. And we had a session where we tried it out with the cuffs, and me and my partner would put cuffs on each other, and we had a lot of fun inflicting pain on each other. Those cuffs really hurt. And all you have to do is hold the central part of the cuffs, the black part where the handle is, and you can control the person when the cuffs are on them. You just hold the central part very firmly, and you can control the person that has been restrained. All this guy had to do, this police officer had to do, was keep his hand on the cuffs. That would have been enough to keep George still. If you wanted to pin him down, all he had to do was put his hand maybe on his back or his other hand on his shoulder. That would have been enough. Didn't have to put your weight, your knee and your weight on somebody's neck. Putting your hand on his shoulder, on his back, would have given George enough movement to turn his head from side to side to free up his neck so that he could breathe. This was callous, this was wicked, this was evil. And what really got me, I guess, was the way I saw Derek's face. You all saw it. Cold. There was no regard for human life whatsoever. He had his hand in his pocket. He sat on George's neck. And it was almost as if, me and my friend spoke about this the other day, it was almost as if Derek was saying, I could be here all day. I could check my phone, I could make a phone call, I could have a drink. I could be like this all day. He's not going nowhere. You even saw in the footage how Derek kind of readjusted himself, readjusted his knee into George's neck, just pushing it in further and wiggling on top of him to just sort of make it hurt more. Very, very evil, very callous. Those officers, I don't know what to say. Words fail me. The third thing that made this video really get to me was, it's like they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. All of the videos I've seen have gotten to me. But you get to a point where you're like, boy, this is enough. And I watched that video twice. And the second time I showed it to my wife. I wanted her to see it as well. And I was holding back my tears. I was ready to burst out, but I held it back. It really, really, like I said, got to me. But my message here today is that we really need to do something. Now, I know I've been hearing a lot of criticism towards Christians and towards Christianity, towards the church, that we're not doing anything. But we really do need to do something. And I want to just say to you, look, God cares about people, which is why he sent Jesus Christ to the earth to die for people's sins. And so Jesus knows all about suffering. So let's not start blaming Christianity. People cause problems, not Christ. Let's get that straight. So yes, there's more we need to do. I don't quite know how, because I'm not a big social activist or whatever. I'm not like that. I'm trying to be, I'm learning to be, I'm growing in that way. But we need to do more. So please, let's start to think and let's start to strategize and see how we can make more moves, power moves that would be effective for our society. These things are too much, they have to stop. We need to do more. These are just my few words of ramblings. I didn't put it together, but I just wanted to let you guys know, look, this is too much and it needs to stop. This is affecting our community, this is affecting our people. We are seeing too much of it. And it's coming from police officers, law enforcers, people that we're supposed to be able to trust. And we can't. And it's sad. So, let's do more. And I pray for the family and loved ones of George Floyd, that they will really have peace during this time, and that God will really comfort them during these really, really difficult times. These are my words. Thank you. Pastor Jonathan.